Welcome to part 3 in the series of relationships. And the question we had was, what happens if you do own up and you're a good man, you're a good woman? However, it happens again and again and again. What do we do then? If it would be us, we wouldn't accept a sorry. If someone hurt us repeatedly, again and again, what do we do then? We say it's wrong. We say, I know I did it last week. I'm sorry, I just didn't mean it. And many times when people are sorry in that situation, there's a fight. And the fight is, well, you already said I'm sorry and you're still doing it. And then because there's no strategy, the person that apologizes starts yelling, what do you want me to do? If I don't say sorry, you'll be upset at me. If I said sorry and I'm wrong, you're upset at me. I really didn't mean it. What do you want? Well, we got to take responsibility. Sorry will not be enough. What do you do? Small I am, human I am. And I'll tell you what I did, because I had the exact same problem. And I wish I would have known this 40 years ago, but I didn't. I didn't read this anywhere, but I sat and I thought and I thought and I thought because something really bothered me that I did. And I decided to do something very, very simple. I decided to, not to hurt myself, but to lose, to have a little bit of healthy pain. Healthy pain. For me, it was to give money. I could spend money if I need to. I have no problem with spending money. But I have this crazy thing in me. It's very painful to throw away money. So if you ask me to throw away 5 cents, I can't throw it away. You ask me to spend on something $50, I'll spend it. I don't count my pennies. Well, I do sometimes. But I have no problem spending money. But I do have a problem throwing away money. So I did an experiment. You'll do your own experiment. And I said, if they catch me again doing something which is painful, and if I give them a small sum of money, that will be extremely painful. I wonder what will happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it did not last long. It did not last long. Because I did not want to give the $5, or to my children it was the $2 or the $3 or the $1, whatever it is. I just didn't want to throw away money. And ironically, from really having good intentions not to hurt them, the pinch in the wallet had a real positive effect. And there's one story that stands out that's so beautiful that I really love that story. But one of my children did not like the idea that when I was in the streets or I was in the supermarket, wherever I was, that I could just burst out laughing so loud that people could hear me a quarter of a mile away with my free laughter, which I love to do. And I might think there's nothing wrong with it, but if a loved one is with you and they do not like it, I think they need to be respected. It's not about right or wrong. They're not asking me to cover up my face with a mask. They're just not asking me to laugh so loud that you can hear your voice from 3 blocks away. And as usual, I would forget. Or deeply, I would say I didn't care. To a certain level. Of course I cared, because I said sorry and I didn't want to do it. But what happened was, I remember where it was, and it was before entering the supermarket, and I bursted out. I forget if I made a joke or he made a joke, someone else made a joke, and I started laughing, and he squeezed my hand, and with that sad looking face he said, "Ta." And I looked at him and I go, oh my gosh, I know, I blew it. Again, another one bites the dust. I blew it. So I walked into the store and I went to the baker. I said, do you want the cash or do you want something from here? And he smiled. He was okay with it. And he chose something from the bakery. And after he had it in his hand, he looked up to me with this huge smile. And he said to me, I don't mind this happening more often. And I thought that was beautiful. That was win-win. You made a mistake. You don't like to spend money just to throw out money because of your mistake. And he just liked the treat in the bakery. To be honest, I don't think he wanted it to happen too often, but it was like a joke, and it was really nice. And whenever a bad habit kept on happening around me, from me to my loved ones, it stopped fairly quickly when I had to put money to it. Because that was the part that hit that part in the brain, which later on I found out from Tony Robbins that pain really hits us. We don't want pain. So although we had a lot of good intentions not to hurt our loved ones' feelings or not to hurt them in any other way, when we take action that causes us, that's healthy pain, that's okay, we stopped it. I challenge you, if you say sorry too many times and loved ones around you say, but you keep on saying sorry, you make a deal with them. You make a deal that will work. It doesn't have to be a lot. It has to be something that will be effective, that will stop you. We still have one more question, and I'm sure it bothers some of you that are listening to this conversation about saying sorry and how to deal with mistakes. There's one more question. The question is, what happens if what you do is not wrong? If what you do is actually beautiful? And I hope you don't know, but there's a lot of people walking around right beside you that have PTSD. Too many people had too much trauma in their life, and they're not crazy, they're very nice people. Just, it's equivalent to giving them a pat on the shoulder, which the average person would smile back, but someone that had a sunburn and you greet them in the morning and pat them on their back, on their shoulder, they actually begin to yell and scream like you're a terrible person and you can't figure out what's going on. Well, I can tell you they have a sunburn. You're not a bad person, just to have a sunburn. It'd be nice if they put a sign in the front and the back, please don't touch my back because I have a sunburn. I would say individuals with PTSD have the exact same thing. Many of our friends, our work, spouses, wherever we go, we have people that went through trauma. And sometimes even small little things you say to them, they just flip. And you go, okay, I finally got to say sorry for things that I feel like I should say sorry. But why should I say sorry in something so simple and something I didn't even say anything? I just told them that I like this pair of shoes versus the other pair of shoes, and they blow up at me. Should I lie? Like, what goes on here? What should I do? Join me in part 4, and we'll have that discussion, simple solution. There is always a solution to issues. Every problem has at least 2 solutions. Have yourself a wonderful and delightful day, and enjoy unity. Bye now.